Hi, Willie. Thanks for our conversation. I will send you another email with the meeting link for tomorrow so we can go in depth on the software together along with your team. But in this short video, I will just show you a little bit on what you can find here on on the Jaltest diagnostic tool. And yeah, we can just prepare for the meeting tomorrow. So here's an overview. This is the material handling license. Like I said, it's only 5 years in. It's their newest license. They do have commercial vehicle, which is 30 years of development, and agricultural of highway, also marine, which is almost like 9 years, and material handling. On the material handling side, you have coverage for forklifts, boom lifts, scissor lifts, and also telehandlers. So you have coverage for any engine, diesel, LPGs, electric, CNGs, gasoline too, I think. So it's pretty wide as far as coverage and the different types of engines you can find here. We're gonna start with Toyota. So I'm gonna show you what you can find on Toyota. Here you have the different family series. So you select a brand. Right now there's 86 on the material handling side, and then you have all the family series right here. One way that you can use this tool so much easier is when you come here to the top right and select propulsion type. That's going to narrow your options to what you actually need. So let's say if you're trying to find an LPG forklift on Toyota, you just select the propulsion LPG on the drop down menu, and there you have the different models. And to give you an example, if you don't find the model here, but they have the same body computer, you can actually connect or with to that, so you can actually work on it. They do associate new models every time they do updates, and they also associate new systems to the models that we have or anything they are adding on the tool. There's 700 people in total working on this diagnostic software. So, and they do have a special team on material handling, so they can develop it right. Let's go through the 8FG70 series to give you an idea. When you go inside any model in particular or system, first of all, you're going to see all the systems available. In this, it's a short list. It's only the central computer. And then you can also see the special functions on that equipment. Here you have some calibrations on the control levers and mass tilt control levers, mass racing, and then you can go inside the body computer. This is how you're supposed to connect. You have to use the multi-pin on the Toyota forklifts. We do have a Toyota cable, but that's more for the pallet, like the smaller electric Toyotas. I think you're gonna still need it because you usually come across those on the customer's fleet, but usually you're gonna have to use the multi-pin. This is an idea how it works. So it shows you how what pins to select on which color cable, and then there's the pinouts, there's the image on the forklift, so you know where the plug is. Now inside Toyota, you can do the full core reading. There you have the description on the fault. You can check here on the freeze frame data, the date and time it happened. And sometimes you will see this lighted on with a question mark and a wrench sign. That means you do have technical data and also troubleshooting on that fault. We'll see an example later on. This case is pretty basic on Toyota. You basically just do the focal reading. You do have live measurements. You can see the engine measurements. So there you have the fuel type, battery voltage, the sensor heating, the lambda, fuel cutoff relay, the intake air pressure, temperatures, the sensors on the throttle valve position, the engine speed, coolant temperature, and so on. So you have all of these measurements. You can select do a recording up to 90 minutes and select up to 24 measurements. Here you have more measurements that you can check. Here you find the switches and yaw rate sensor, steering control, torque converter, speed sensors, and so on. So you can run those live measurements. You can actuate components, so whenever you need to change one of the parts and turn on and off, or just try them around, here you have this list of the components you can actuate. Anti-roll over system lamp, transmission enable relay, steering turn control, solenoid valves, mass tilt control, basically all the valves right there. And you do have the parameters you can set. Here you have the engine speed rate requested by the hydraulic system. You can modify that. It will give you the range from 0 to 8, so you can put a number in between, invert the driving direction, economic mode, maximum speed, and then you have the other parameters you can modify, like the lowering elevation, forward tilt, backward tilt on the mast, also on the spool valves, the extension, retraction, and so on and so on. Then you have the calibration on the special features. So this is where you can find it, and you got the steering angle sensor that you can calibrate, and also the mast tilt angle sensor and the control levers. There's the data recorder. So I'll give you a preview how it works. We're gonna select a few. Let's do temperatures right there. And that's how it starts. You can do it up to 90 minutes, select 24 measurements, and it will show you the faults and also the live data. There, if you want to compare, you can check with this view to see how high it is. Or even a graph if it's to see the behavior on those on those measurements. So I'm gonna stop the recording, and this is an example whenever you play it, how you're gonna see it. What clients usually do, they start their diagnostics by running usually you know what issue you have, right, on the forklift. So you select the measurements, and then you run the live data, the recording, to see the faults that are popping up. And yeah, that way you can already start working on that. Here's a view of the graph to see the behavior. You can leave, if you have selected 5, for example, you can just leave 2 and compare, and it's through time. Here it was a video of just 30 seconds. There's the time, and here's the temperatures. Let's finish that, and now we're gonna go to Hyster Yale. This is the final report you get at the end of each diagnostics. So it will give you the model, the brand of the equipment, and any data that you put in on that. You actually see all the faults that you checked, and also the live measurements that you selected. It tells you that you made a recording. If you did a regen on a diesel engine, it will also show you that. You can actually print this as a PDF or save that if you need to send it by email. Add comments, add pricing if you want to use this as your invoicing tool, and so on. Let me save it right here. Let's go to Hyster now. And here's the Hyster. You have diesel, gasoline, LPGs. Let me show you an example on an electric. Here's an E. You have more systems here than Toyota, the central computer electronic model, hydraulics, instrument cluster, and power model. These are the special functions, so you do have calibrations too, and actually hydraulic system actuator calibration. You have more on the technical data side. Here's the wiring diagram, so you can find the parts right here. check the connection, like this one on temperature sensor. It's the 1718. If you need to zoom in, it shows you where the power model of hydraulic system pump motor is located on the forklift, and also the values, and it will give you even the pinouts sometimes on any component. Here's the body computer on the electric Hyster. There's the password management option under parameters. You do have also that you can change the speed and all of that. We're going to take a look at the password management. There's the password use. Now, I want to show you an example on a diesel engine, Hyster. This is the larger Hysters, and you can see the H190 280 XD. This is a Cummins engine. The main difference with the diesel engines is that you do have more technical data and also more troubleshooting guides, more troubleshooting by symptoms too, because it pulls out all the information from the Cummins engine and any equipment. Let's say you have a, I don't know, to give an example, a Manitou with a Yanmar engine, you will have lots. So see, you have more buttons on the main menu on the engine if it's a diesel. And here's the maintenance options. You can do injector reset, the regens, cleaning the AdBlue DF model, maintenance on the DPF, when you want to replace the particulate filter too. There's also the configuration on a Cummins engine. And you can also modify the maximum speed on the vehicle with the Cummins engine. Run system checks like cylinder cutout, fuel system, engine warming up, particulate filter status, all of these system checks. Super important in service. And then you have the actuate component side, which is available in most forklifts, and the fault reading and clearing. You do have, like I said, more technical data and troubleshooting. Here you can see the technical data related to that fault directly. There's the information and the pinouts, and then the wiring diagram. There you go. You can see the connection, the 8339, and then the pinouts on the control unit. So it depends on the brand and model. Now I want to show you a little bit on Heli. This is Heli, and you have diesel, dual engine, electric, gasoline, LPG. Let's check an example on an LPG. It's the e-controls engine. So e-controls engine you find in a lot of forklifts, and it's available on the tool. What you can do on the e-controls engine is reset of fuel adaptations to initial values, run the system checks on the cylinders, idle engine speed, ignition coils, select live measurements too, do the full core reading, actuate components, and so on. Now let's try another Heli. This is Heli Electric. You got the CPM power model. If I'm not mistaken, CPM is the SAPI. We do have SAPI also, if you want to try it on Crown or Clark. Here's the parameters you can change, or the full core reading. There's technical data on SAPI. There's wiring diagrams too. And those are the different values of the parameters you can change. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope this video is helpful and we'll talk tomorrow. Have a great day. And thank you so much, Willie.